Hey guys, welcome to day 5, week 3. This week we're doing the breastplate of righteousness, as you already know if you've watched the other videos. Highly recommend you go check those out. So today we're going to be focusing, for our strategy session, we're going to be focusing on thanking God for all that He's done to make the breastplate of righteousness available to us. Sometimes we can just get caught up in asking God for all of these things that we need help with, which isn't wrong because we want Him to be by our side throughout all things. But it's also important to take a minute or two and just reflect on all that He has already done. And for me, I find when I reflect on all that God has already done for me, then I'm just so encouraged, and it builds my trust that He will continue to do good in my life. You know, there's no reason for me to doubt Him when I look around me and see all the blessings that He's already given me. So we're going to be looking at Ephesians 5, 1-2. I'm reading in the NIV. You can pull out your Bible now if you want, or you can just listen to me, whichever you prefer. So, Ephesians 5, 1-2. Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us and gave Himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. So, wow, such a good verse. Every time I read it, I'm just like, goosebumps. So this verse, if we break it down, it's just saying, look at the example of God and how He loved us so much that He put His only Son on the cross to die for us. We as Christians should follow that example in being loving to everyone around us as often as possible. And we should just walk in the way of love. It reminds me of that song, For They'll Know We Are Christians by Our Love. That's basically, what we should be focusing on. And this is also a reminder that when you become a Christian, the old ways are gone and the new has come. And here it says, we are as dearly loved children. Our minds are made new. And I know sometimes it can feel like, but I still struggle with this sin, or I still, have this issue going on in my life, even now that I'm a Christian, or even now I've been a Christian for a couple of years or a very long time, and I'm still struggling with the same sin. But what's important is that you remember God is by your side. Jesus Christ lives in you. And no matter how hard it seems to overcome anything, you can do it because the victory's already won and you're going to heaven one day. And that's just a beautiful thought that has really just touched my heart this week. And another thing, I think, did I mention this? Maybe I'm repeating myself. If I am, it's okay. That the breastplate of righteousness was given to us freely. We are freely given righteousness. And that's just a wonderful thought. So today for our strategy, we're going to be focusing on Thanksgiving. So I want to take out your journal or whatever you've been writing your prayer strategy in. Or if this is the first video you're watching, you could write right now, maybe even on just a scrap piece of paper, things that you're thankful for in your life. Some of the things that you've taken for granted or you've forgotten. Just like we can forget sometimes how awesome it is that we are given the breastplate of righteousness. And then after you do that, I want you to think of anything that you need to put off and anything that you need to put on. and think of ways that you can do that practically throughout the next week and continuing on in your life. Yeah. And I also just want to remind you guys to be personal and genuine with your prayers, because God already knows everything going on in your life. He already knows your heart. So be honest with him. What am I saying? Be honest with him, because he already understands it all. He's just so full of love. Yeah, that's all I have to say this week. It's pretty simple, but it's just really touched my heart this week, so I hope it touches your heart too. And I hope to see you Sunday morning or Sunday night. Yeah, happy Friday.